What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the ever-charming Dr. Disaster, and the fallout from the failure of Dragon Age the Veilguard is keeping me pretty entertained. As the wreckage from BioWare's crash landing continues to fall, people like me, schadenfreude enthusiasts, are here to give the now former BioWare employees a little message.
Welcome to Earth.
These people spent a long-ass time spitting in the faces of gamers who did not want to see the transformation of the Dragon Age franchise. We tried to tell them this was not a direction we wanted to see the game go. We didn't want all the modern gender political garbage. It had no business in a game setting like Dragon Age. We tried to tell them that, but game journalists and members of the studio wrote us off as a vocal minority, as they always seem to do, and now they are forced to swallow some pretty uncomfortable truths. And the truth is that the people who want or are even just willing to play games like the Veilguard are the staggering minority of gamers. And now these BioWare activists who dropped the ball on this game, actually, that's not accurate. They didn't drop the ball, they punted it as far away as they could by going along with this doofus here, the self-proclaimed queerosexual gendermancer, as the director of the Veilguard. But anyway, these BioWare activists are losing their jobs. Specifically, most of the writers seem to be getting the axe, because let's face it, the Veilguard looks reasonably technically sound as a video game. It was the writers and directors who cocked it up.
I'm the champion of failures.
Agreed.
BioWare doesn't want us, the lowly chuds, as they like to refer to normal people. They don't want us to realize what a big win we earned with Dragon Age by boycotting that turd. But the people who were fired are giving the secret away, showcasing just how thorough the ass-kicking that studio got as they reveal how devastating the layoffs are with their blue sky posts. And more than that, we have insider information that was disclosed to Smash JT, which shows us how many people are expected to still be working at BioWare when all the dust settles. If you look at the company's LinkedIn profile, they're showing somewhere currently around 400 employees, but as I'm going to show you in a minute here, the amount of people who are leaving is staggering. The studio thought they were on top of the world just as recently as a few months ago, but the Veilguard really tripped them up.
And I'm not gonna let anyone get in my way! I'm a failure.
Alright me hearties, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also, don't forget to follow me over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster1. But anyhow, let's take a peek at this BioWare stuff and do a deep dive on the firings that are going on. As we discussed just yesterday, it really seems as if Mass Effect 5, or whatever the next Mass Effect game is called that they're working on now, it seems as if that game is absolutely the final chance for BioWare, because EA is putting the hammer down. They were none too thrilled with the massive 17% drop of their stock price as a result of the poor Dragon Age sales numbers that they were forced to report. Obviously, they knew that was coming because a few weeks ago now, we learned that Corinne Bush, the director of the Veilguard, left the company. And as much as Corinne wanted to make it seem like this was a totally mutual decision, it seems pretty obvious that EA was intent on cleaning house after the Dragon Age dumpster fire. The corporation is cutting away all the fat, so to speak, and leaving only the bare bones as they try to decide what to do now with the studio. But we have some extra insights as to what this will look like thanks to an insider who reached out to Smash JT. He was the one who broke the story that Kareen was leaving the company a few weeks ago, and he also broke the story that the studio was losing a ton of employees at the end of the month, so his sources seem to be pretty trustworthy. Anyhow, he shows us what his sources said in this article here from the Smash JT website, which I will link in the description. Down a ways in the article, after giving us a bit of a recap on what's been going on with BioWare, he wrote, "Let's get to what my insider revealed about what's really going on with the situation internally. The team on the current project is expected to be fewer than 72 members for the time being until production begins. Only the core team members are being retained to refine the pitch and ensure the mistakes from past projects are not repeated. The situation is critical for the studio's future." So, keep in mind, as I showed you earlier, according to BioWare's own LinkedIn page, they have a bit over 400 employees currently. We've heard that EA is taking a bunch of these developers and assigning them to work in other studios under their umbrella, and of course, anyone who isn't assigned new work and who isn't among these 72 or so members that are core team members, any of those people will obviously be folks losing their jobs. This is quite a drastic shift in the amount of available manpower for the studio, which suggests, as I was saying yesterday, that EA has apparently lost a lot of faith in BioWare. That being said, as Smash's insider said, these core 72 or so team members will be joined with others once production begins on the new game. So, what I like about the sound of this is that it seems like EA is only willing to allocate resources based on merit, which is as it should be. No more of this toxic positivity bullshit where no matter what you put out, it's gotta be good. We gotta say that it's good. Nope, now we're talking about merit again, and I like that. But anyhow, let's read some more from the insider. It says here, the concept of becoming more agile likely involves rotating team members in and out based on project needs. Additionally, it would not be surprising if by agile they meant that the Edmonton site is expected to close and remaining staff will be working off-site. This will help reduce costs while keeping the operations going. A full shutdown was a real concern, which would have negatively impacted both employees and the community. This restructuring is seen as the best possible outcome despite the challenges caused by some individuals who pushed an agenda that wasn't aligned with the core vision. BioWare Montreal, who saw Mass Effect Andromeda fail, were not given this opportunity. They were closed down entirely, and their staff had to find new studios or be laid off. So yeah, based on what we're hearing, it sounds as if there was a real danger that BioWare would have been no more after the abysmal sales numbers of Dragon Age the Veilguard. Now, the statement that we got publicly from EA and BioWare naturally didn't talk about this, and they have tried to minimize the shame that they're getting from this studio's inexcusable failings. They want to obfuscate how many people lost their jobs and who these people are, but a lot of them that have lost their jobs are over on Blue Sky spilling the beans about their job loss, which, the fact that they're on Blue Sky in the first place, a progressive echo chamber where the minority progressive extremists go to voice their sorrows, the fact that they're on there tells you a lot about why they're losing their positions in the first place. But here's one guy saying, "So, my time at BioWare has ended. It was a wild ride with some fantastic people, but it's time to look for new challenges. I'm an editor/writer with 26 years plus of experience across video games, novels, short stories, newspapers, and marketing comms. If you know of a good fit, please let me know." And here's another writer who said, "Hello, I'm looking for work, ideally in an editor role. It's been an honor to work with so many talented professionals and a pleasure to meet so many amazing community members in my 19 years at BioWare. I'm so grateful to all of you." And then this writer, who also apparently lost her job, wrote, "After almost 14 years at BioWare, I'm devastated to learn today that myself and others must seek new opportunities. I'm so grateful for all of the learning, challenges, and most importantly, the team. I'll remember my time here with joy. Tomorrow we'll move forward. For today I will just be sad." And then this person, who apparently hasn't been at BioWare for a while now, but they sort of spilled the beans on the whole thing here, letting us know just how widespread the cleaning of the house for all of the BioWare writers has been. The person wrote, "I was a writer at BioWare for 5 years, from 2011 to 2016. I learned a lot during that time from exceptional folks in many disciplines, but also specifically from my fellow writers and our amazing editors on both the Mass Effect and Dragon Age brands. Today, not a single one of those writers and editors remains employed there. And frankly, I've got to say that this is encouraging to hear. 2011, when this person started work at BioWare, is when the company started turning to shit. Mass Effect 2 came out in 2010, and Dragon Age 2 came out in early 2011. Those were the last games the studio released that people mostly thought were good, though I know that Dragon Age 2 definitely has its detractors. But anyhow, if none of the writers from that era, when they started cooking up projects that sucked, are still around, then perhaps EA has properly cleaned house, but time will tell. I'm going to leave it there though. What do you make of this insider leak? Drop your thoughts into the comment section below and we will talk there. Thanks for watching me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.